Welcome back to Heart Path Podcast. I'm your host, Terra Kenzie Longacre, a modern day mystic, author, transformational and spiritual embodiment coach, and retreat leader. In each episode, we will explore topics around spirituality, empowerment, divine embodiment, resiliency of the human spirit, and heart-based business and beyond. In this episode, we are talking about the fact that you are good enough. Yes, that's right. You are good enough. Can we sing that on the mountaintops? You are good enough. And this topic is coming through because for the month of February, I do this every year. This is the 4th annual Heart Path Challenge. And a huge theme was around authenticity and being in this authentic state, being in your most real, true state. And something that came up for one of the calls was being good enough, or all of those times and ways that you haven't felt good enough, or you haven't been good enough in whatever way, shape, or form. And we had a clearing sort of experience and working with some empowerment statements. And I'm going to include that in this episode because it was quite potent, and even some of the attendees wanted to have an audio format. So this is for you. Hey, you spoke and we listened. We're going to have the audio format of that added into this podcast. And things to think about. I'm sure we've all been there at one point in our lives of not feeling good enough, or that might even be you right now. You might not be feeling good enough. And a lot of this, like where it can stem from, various situations in our life, but there could be childhood, those early experiences where, maybe you weren't living up to your parents' expectations, or societally as well. This is where we could have these feelings or experiences of not being good enough because you might not be living up to society's expectations. And when we're young, when we're in those formative years, you might not realize or understand how much you're impacted by different exchanges that you have or don't have with people. Like I'm going to share a story and I laugh about it because I still remember this. I won't say my teacher's name because I remember their name, and bless them. I have forgiven them. However, it still left an imprint, even though there's been forgiveness around it. So I believe I was in grade 5, and and I'm just chuckling that I'm even sharing this, but it's just like, it made an impact. And that just shows you how these instances that we have, or experiences that we have in our life, can make an impact. So yeah, it was about grade 5. We had a school project, and you had your partner. So you took it home, and then you'd work on half, and then your partner worked on half. And my hat, like, it was coloring. I can't even quite remember it. We were coloring something. Like, I don't even remember. And truthfully, mine was not good. It was not good. And the teacher had told my partner in front of me, saying, you would have done better if you didn't work with her or with Tara. And that left an impression on me, because what the teacher didn't know, like, maybe there was fighting going on in my house. Maybe I was listening to people yelling at each other all night and I wasn't able to do my coloring. Am I going to tell the teacher that? No. So there could be all of these circumstances going on, but that left an impression to have the teacher in front of me with my partner saying, you would have done better if you didn't work with her. And to have compassion as well for folks, because we don't know what's going on in their lives. So once again, like, did they know that's what I was experiencing as a child? No, they don't know that. Did it potentially affect my ability to produce a good project? Most likely, but it is what it is. Were there feelings of not being good enough in that moment because of that experience? Absolutely. How could there not be? If you're a child, if you're young and impressionable and you hear that. So that's one example of how we could be impacted. So maybe that happened to you where, you needed to do something. Maybe a parent was asking you to do something, or teacher was asking you to do something, but it wasn't up to their caliber or their standards or their expectations. We could even say that. And sometimes like this can be tricky. A lot of clients that have come to me have had um, the perfectionism that can come up and be really present. But at the same time, maybe someone had expectations on them that weren't realistic. And that person wasn't even living up to the expectations that they were putting upon them. Or sometimes you can put expectations on yourself and they might not be realistic. So often, if, like, for example, folks coming to me where they're just starting their businesses. They want to be like 10 years down the road, but you're just starting. You're not going to necessarily have the same level of success, experience, knowledge in the beginning as you would 10 years down the road. Give yourself some grace, give yourself some space and time. So so those could like be bringing up feelings of not feeling good enough. Comparison, oh my gosh, comparison can create that, because you're looking over here at something else or someone else, but you're not actually giving yourself the grace to be who you are as you are. So if we've got trauma or past wounds, like perfect example where I was saying, like, I still remember that from grade 5. Have I forgiven? Yes. However, it's still there. It made an impression. Maybe if growing up you were bullied. So we could have people that are putting expectations on us, or you literally could have other people in the outside world pointing fingers saying you're not good enough, or making fun of you. And at the end of the day, I've always believed that if somebody's being a bully, like, what's going on in their life? Who's bullying them? Like, is somebody else bullying them? Is it their siblings? Is it other kids that you don't see? Is it their parent? Generally, there is the bullying is almost a reaction to what's going on for them, but you just might not know. You might not get to see it. You might not know. And we're not excusing that behavior, but at the same time, like, where did it start? Like, what's the root of that? So even if we're talking about not being good enough, like identifying the root cause, like what were some of the experiences you had in your life that have really shaped these beliefs that you're not good enough? Because we've talked about this, and we might have talked about this for that call that even opened up this beautiful healing experience with those empowerment statements. You are a child of the divine. You are a divine creation. You are good enough. You were born good enough. These stories and these beliefs about yourself not being good enough are not true. But none of that matters. We can say this to you, you can hear this, but none of it will matter until you believe it. And that's perhaps work for you to explore. So identifying where it started, to have compassion for yourself, to hold yourself in compassion for all of the experiences you've had, and to forgive yourself. That's huge. To forgive others and to forgive yourself. That's probably the biggest one. And that at times could be the most challenging or the hardest. I have conversations with clients. It's like, well, like, can we go into forgiveness? Because forgiveness is going to help you with this situation. And you could just hear, like, in some cases, like their voice cracking, or I don't think I can forgive, or I don't want to forgive. And that's a huge piece. And even when we're talking about forgiveness, forgiving yourself for believing you're not good enough. So those are some of the causes or factors for where those feelings or beliefs of not being good enough can start, and then how to acknowledge them and how to work with yourself through them. Because you're a team. The more that you can support yourself, you can be imposing these not good enough thoughts and beliefs towards yourself, especially if we're looking in the external world. So I'm going to put in the show notes the links to all of the calls that we had for the Heart Path Challenge. I'll have all of the links in the show notes for that. And I'm going to put in the clip from one of those calls that was working with those empowerment statements around not good enough. And before we go into that, we started with this and we're going to say it one more time. You are good enough. Period. Mic drop. So we're looking at not good enough, but we're also going to do an exercise to let go of some of those experiences that could be keeping you knowingly or unknowingly having that. So let us put the hands on the chest and on the heart. And we're going to, if it's available to you, we're going to say some statements either silently within the chest and within the heart or out loud. So actually verbalizing these statements. And the impact will not be different if you're saying it silently or out loud. So please know that the energy will still be shifting. However, there is something to be said for using the power of your voice. And even if we want to go into that, the realm of sound healing, our voice is our most powerful sound healing instrument. Like we are that. So using that our specific tones that we carry can also create additional shifts. So just planting a seed for you, um, or a reminder for you. I feel like you know. And even with affirmation work, when you say them out loud, it's like you're not only feeling it and experiencing it, but then it's also activating that through the sound. But once again, silently within the heart or out loud. So bringing your focus and your attention into the chest and into the heart. And let's once more bring compassion into the heart space. So to feel that compassion within the heart. And we'll invite gratitude into the heart space as well. To receive compassion and gratitude for yourself and for all of you, all aspects of you. This is free from judgment, this compassion and this gratitude. So as you hear these words, to receive the words and bring them into the heart space. And you can once again say them silently within the heart, or you can repeat after me. So speaking from the heart, I lovingly let go of all the times and ways I have not felt good enough. Taking a deep breath in and out. I lovingly let go of all the times and ways others have made me feel not good enough. And I forgive all those who have made me feel not good enough, knowingly or unknowingly. And taking a breath in and out. Repeating after me silently within the heart or out loud. I lovingly let go of all times all life streams where I have experienced the feelings of not being good enough. And I let this go across all times, across all planes, across all dimensions. I release all karmic ties to not being good enough. Deep breath in and out. I forgive myself for believing that I'm not good enough. I am good enough. I have always been good enough. Deep breath in and out. I am enough. Deep breath in and out. And within the heart space to silently bring forward those words and the frequency of those words, I am enough. And to feel that within your heart. And to feel that I am enough starting to permeate into every part of your body, moving through the heart. I am enough. Into every part of your body, canceling out all doubt, all fear, known or unknown. I am enough. Canceling out all pain, all regret, all anger. I am enough. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhaling. And when you are ready to bring yourself back into this place and this space, I am enough. And in the eyes of the divine, you are more than enough. There is nothing that you need to do to be enough. Well, except be yourself. Be yourself. But that's not even a doing, that's a being. Allowing yourself to be yourself. Thank you for listening to